everybody, Everyone Weasem here. We're going to be taking a look at Stealth Elf, going through her Skylanders research progression, and that of course means we will be assessing her base upgrades here. Now, keynote, in addition to SuperCharged Stealth Elf, we also have Dark SuperCharged Stealth Elf. Dark SuperCharged Stealth Elf, long ago, I went ahead and I bought Circle Slash, and that alone basically kind of eliminated me from being able to use her here. For the simple part, I want to be able to come through and buy it, but since we had already done that to work on our quest and everything along those lines, made sense to me to come in here, use standard SuperCharged Stealth Elf. We'll take Dark down one of the two paths, obviously, but what I was able to do, go ahead and take Dark Stealth Elf through the full set of base upgrades, get them logged into the spreadsheet. That should speed this video up a little bit for us. So, she does not have... Oh yeah, she does. Yeah. Okay, so it's 11,360 base path and soul gem. I was thinking 8720, and then for some reason I was thinking 11,720. So that said, let's go ahead. Her box stock attack. It's interesting. It adds range to her. It's kind of like Pop Fizz's bubbles. It's not as cool as the bubbles, but you can hold down on it, and if this was like a legit enemy, it would like lock on. You kind of see that like tractor beam looking thing there. 24 to 36 is the damage. Good luck seeing a critical hit. Her critical hit is 6, I think, which that's not horrible in this game, but it's one of those things, just like back in the day, some characters would be rated at the same speed rating as, say, Zap or Stealth Elf, and then they're like anemically slow compared to them despite the numeric rating. That's kind of the thing. I don't think this entire time, at least with this attack. Now with her Circle Slash you get fairly consistent crits, but not with the dagger cannon. So for me this is bittersweet. I love the fact that she's getting something ranged, but at the same time, Stealth Elf and I go back to the SSA days, right? And she was always my speed demon. She's who I use for all the speed challenges in the subsequent games. And she was just a beast. She was a juggernaut. She still is a juggernaut. I feel like I could get any iteration of Stealth Elf and just clean the floor with her SuperCharged counterpart here. You can say what you will, like, oh, but she's got long range. I don't care. When you can hit as quick as she does, that makes no difference. So that said, though, I'm going to give it a shot. We're going to go ahead and do the full-on base upgrades and, of course, the pass and kind of see how we like her. But I don't think, even if it turns out that both of the paths are amazing or the dagger cannon's super awesome and I really like it, for me personally, I don't see how any outcome here could ever have the SuperCharged Stealth Elf take the place of green-based SSA Series 1 Stealth Elf, because to me, that's where the nostalgia is, that's where the bond was formed. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure, regardless of what happens here, I would still destroy her. So, that's that. Plus, we've then got Elite Stealth Elf in that classic form. So, nonetheless, secondary attack is not much of anything right now. But essentially, the turret is there. It's about 6 seconds, 5-6 seconds. It does no damage to an enemy, but it does work as a stealth type of thing. So, I was never a huge fan of the scarecrows either. The turrets, I mean, it makes sense, right? It's kind of like you're putting your dagger cannon down on some vine or something. So, that said, let's get rolling here. If you like rainbows, you're loving me right now.
And bring you the magical upgrade.
If you hate rainbows, it's kind of a dorky hat, but I know I don't ever put them on unless they have like a pretty sweet stat with them. So sometimes you're going through a level and you're like, ooh, that hat's not bad, and I put it on. So nonetheless, the first upgrade here for 400, keep in mind 10 Wing Sapphires 20% discount, that's your max discount, is Circle Slash. This will be what her first quest from Buzz is based off of. So you're going to press Y to perform an acrobatic spin that hits and knocks back enemies nearby. Having already done this long ago with Dark Stealth Elf and revisiting it just a few moments ago, I have to say, it looks like this. While I agree with the knockback, this is one of the ones where it would kind of have been cool to see the characters get knocked up. You know, so many times when they get knocked up, like the momentum doesn't really make sense, you know. But here I feel like it would. Nonetheless, what this does, and again, it fires off crits. The 23 is the critical. It's 15 to 23, but essentially the way I'm thinking it works, we basically take the dagger cannon, she swings it violently, you know, at an angle and then down into the ground. That's your 15 to 23, and then we spin and create the knockback. The knockback, I have not seen it actually do damage. She couldn't make that jump earlier. It's always interesting to me, the jump mechanisms, but I didn't ever see damage on the
Just pull that lever to get started with your training.
See, like, there's the 15 to 23, but there's no damage on, like, the actual knockbacks. We'll stick with that. So, 15 to 23, and, oh lord, I was looking at the wrong section of my spreadsheet there. So, 15 to 23 with the knockback.
Any place that you go, I can reach and bring you the magical upgrades.
Anyway, needlepoint daggers. This is the type of upgrade that I love because it's short, sweet, and then straight to the point. Literally, straight to the point. Anyone else get the reference there? Maybe some Swap Force reference from Vicarious Visions? Maybe an Air Element character from Swap Force? Someone we haven't seen again? Pretty underrated in my opinion. Totally, I don't even think underrated. I'd say off the radar. I ran a poll for this character. It was against Wrecking Ball. It was the cuteness contest. You still not know? I'm waiting for you. Some of you know it, but you can't think of it. You can see it, but you can't name it. Are you ready? Do you give up? Pause it if you don't. The answer is Popthorn. Now, I may read into things, actually I do. I read into pretty much everything, probably too much, but if it didn't have any merit here, it wouldn't be, you know, listed like this, right? So, here's my thoughts, alright? So, Vicarious Visions does this game, right? And they're sitting there, and it's like, okay, you know, we got SuperChargers coming out, Stormblade, that's the new character, we're set on that. Now, do you really think that Vicarious Visions would have pulled for Hurricane Jetvac over, say, one of their own characters or one that debuted in their Swap Force, which was their first big release game? Not in the Skylanders, not, you know, they did the tablet stuff or mobile games, if you will, but Swap Force, that was their, like, debut console in the Skylanders series, right? I have a feeling that someone at the studio is really ticked off that Popthorn didn't make it in SuperCharged. They probably had like this cool little fighter pilot helmet for him. I can picture it. I'm sure they could too. And I have to wonder, there's these little slight and subtle jabs that you can read into things. And you know, they might not be mad. It might just be like, oh, this would have been way better, you know, Popthorn. And I'm still shocked they didn't bring Star Strike back. I'll be honest with you. But they did get Roller Brawl in, so I don't know, sometimes, you know, what I've read and seen online, it's like a collaboration, and they get these ideas, obviously, years in advance. Like right now, Vicarious Visions is probably working on installment number 7, while you start speculating about installment number 6 or something. But if they put that straight to the point, in with like Stormblade, you know, it's a little too obvious. Somebody proofreading, editing might be like, I think someone's salty. But by masking it over here in Stealth Elf, it's like, oh, well, the daggers are pointed. You know, so I don't know. These are the extras you get when you watch my channel. And if this is the first video of mine you've ever watched and you hate this stuff, leave now, because this is what I do. I provide the extra bonus content that just scales and flies over the head of most people. But I have to say, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I'd put 75-90% range. That's kind of a reference to Popthorn there. And it might not even be mean-spirited or something like that. It might just be like, let's fit in a sly reference. You know, these are the guys that put the VV in the hidden area, you know, at the hub and Swap Force. So, I don't know. In the comment section, let me know. Do you think it's a reference to Popthorn? because I do. I'll go ahead and put that on the record. So it would be cool if there was someone I could talk to that would answer. I'm the only person that would really care to ask this, you know. You see like what people did at E3 last year, and it was like, let's Instagram our food, you know, and then I'm that guy in the back room that's asking these type of questions, and I don't know. So that's what I enjoy though. So needle-pointed daggers, so very simple. While the references could be superly complex, the upgrade itself is quite simplistic. So let's jump out here. Well, we were doing 24 to 36, and we're doing 28 to 42 now. You see this though? Like I usually count to 10, and I assess critical hit based on that. We probably fired off 20 to 30 shots. I've never seen 42. I don't even know if it really exists. I'm just assuming it does. But 28 to 42, that's all that was. I just,
Hello, extremely, once again.
But again,
So
I'm interested to
happy
know if you
dance
think it
with
was a reference
even
to
in
this.
this time of great
And you have to
turmoil
admit
and
something else I
danger.
want to know from you. Would Popthorn in a fighter pilot helmet not have been like an insanely awesome supercharger? I'm just throwing it out there. I don't really see Wrecking Ball in the game, but Popthorn, yes. Fighter pilot Popthorn. It would have been awesome. I'm on the record there. So, to my little friend, I don't understand this upgrade. Like, it kind of chains, but then it's interrupted. I feel like it should have been the first base upgrade. Like Circle Slash is a tertiary, should have been pushed down, you know. I would have done basic attacks, dagger cannon, say hello, base upgrade number 1 to my little friend, base upgrade number 2, needlepoint daggers, number 3, circle slash, and then speed of the spin and upgrade on circle slash. It would have progressed better in my opinion. The reason I say that is you're like, to my little friend, that's the dumbest, like what, you know. But if you just, you know, are assessing her attacks before you come in and buy them, you've got dagger cannon primary, secondary, say hello, first base upgrade to my little friend, say hello to my little friend, you said. So again, referencing to Scarface there. And I feel like, again, just slightly restructuring this would have been better. But 720 is the price. The cool thing here, the turret now shoots enemies in front of it. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Just so you know, before we forget, it actually does decent damage. It's not 28, and it's not 24. It came in, I guess, midpoint, 26 to 39, if it does get a critical hit. And I've tried really hard to count it. I think we get 18 shots, and it'll last roughly 6 seconds. The 18 shots is like point blank range, but 6 second runtime. Maximum roughly 18 shots, 26:39. That's actually pretty impressive stuff there, particularly considering that you're stealthed and you're actually not doing anything yourself. So pretty cool little deal there. Right here, we'll go ahead and buy this. It won't have an impact on anything. It's a very cool thumbnail there because he's sort of like levitation type speed, you know, the action line where you draw. You remember that from PBS when you were little? You show momentum and speed by putting lines behind the character. But see how they're throughout the whole thing, but then they condense behind it. Anyway, 960 for speed of the spin. Gain increased movement speed for a short time after using circle slash. Nothing to write home about, but me personally, I thought my battery is just been barking at me, but they're going to. Speed, that's what makes Stealth Elf special to me. So let's go ahead and showcase that. We're going to do circle slash, which is again 15 to 23, spin me round, baby. And we do knockback with it. And now note, just like Pop Fizz, he had that kind of like blue aura to him. You see that kind of like autumn orange? That is her increased speed movement. So here we go. This is a look at her standard speed, which is rated at 50. Which, yeah, the cannon, man, I don't know. It's bittersweet. It's cool to have a stealth elf with like range, but at the same time, she was so big. You know, I don't know. So let's go ahead and now check this out. I'm going to circle slash and boom. We are moving. You can actually see it better, you know, when I'm running. It just expired right there. So by the time we get back down towards the dummy, it should expire. Let's see the orangey yellow glow right there, and it expires. Roughly 5 seconds. It does no extra damage. It doesn't really provide numerical edges, but fact of the matter is, if you get in the bind, this will send enemies away, and then you can retreat and then take advantage of her ranged attacks. So overall, pretty nice in my opinion. Now, To My Little Friend is what we need to take a look at now. Check this thing out. 26 like crazy. I mean, that thing fires faster than we can fire. There was no 39 there. I assume we'll really get one. But again, if you pause it and count, you should see somewhere around 18 shots if my, real-time counting was correct. And again, runtime roughly 6 seconds. So these are the base upgrades, along with a few conspiracy theories for you. That once again, this is the only channel you're gonna get that extra stuff on. So appreciate you sticking with me, or if you're just tuning in and you like this type of stuff, like nobody else talks about this craziness, it's where you need to be. Subscribe, hit the like button, share, tell your friends how crazy I am, and encourage them to subscribe too. So that said, this is SuperCharged Stealth Elf. Again, for me, everything so far has been really good. I've not taken either path yet. I'm coming off of doing, Big Bubble Pop Fizz last night, and the 2 paths were like kinda disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. But I think she's got some serious potential here. It's just, for me personally, like, I'm so attached to what she was in SSA. I mean, this could be like the greatest Skylander in the history of the game, and I'm still gonna probably prefer Series 1 Stealth. That's just the way I work. It's kind of like a loyalty you don't find with many people. So that said, she looks pretty cool. She moves decently, especially when you consider she's lugging a cannon around. Something I've been trying to do is like land the jump onto the dummy. I'm pretty sure you can't do it, but I have come close, and then she just kind of like slips off. We either like hit the back of the head and fall down, or we kind of land it and then she slips forward. So, but there's a lot of things like the signs you wouldn't think you could stand on, and I've done it. So, but nonetheless, we're gonna take her upgrade pass. I think what I want to do here, I'm kind of thinking I'll prefer Heavy Gunner best, just my personal playstyle. However, Stealth Saboteur seems pretty cool. The turret is ridiculous with To My Little Friend. And so, since we have Dark Stealth Elf, I kind of, associate her as like dark secret, conspiracy type thing. So we're going to let her take Stealth Saboteur, and then I'm going to just take standard Super Shot here down the Heavy Gunner path. So, plus, I think the cannon actually looks better in like the foresty acorn mossy log color scheme we've got going on, so that's my logic there anyway. So again, that is the beauty once more of the alt decos. You can have both paths active at the same time. One more thing I want to know from you in this crazy mess of a video: have you landed the jump onto this training dummy? Because I would love to know if it's possible or not, and I don't really have the time to do it. I will play around with it periodically. Ooh, that was close. I'll play around with it some, but I mean, I've got some videos to crank out, so such is life, I suppose. But anyway, I'll quit rambling. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, particularly on the Popthorn reference and my personal fantasy of Popthorn being a supercharger with a fighter pilot helmet. Again, tell me that wouldn't have been cool. But that said, thanks so much for watching. I will catch you back for more Skylanders research.